Stop trying to hustle or grind your way to success. This is one of those things that in today's society, we see it repeated in every social media, everywhere we look online, on YouTube. We hear it from our friends: grind, hustle, right? Get your grind on, hustle. Make sure that in order to be successful, you have to work harder than everyone else. Well, I might be a pariah for saying this, but I want to encourage you to stop trying to grind and hustle your way to success. Instead, I want you to study, implement, and execute your way to success. Because right now, for instance, I am wearing a Muhammad Ali shirt. And if you look at Muhammad Ali or any of the greats in any endeavor that they committed everything to, yes, they had to get started. They had to endure. They had to persevere. But you don't see that it was a grind or a hustle, right? This is like counterintuitive to what we hear. This is countercultural to what we hear right now. Everyone's going to tell me you have to grind it out, grind it out, grind it out. I'm going to ask you to consider a different way to reach success and to achieve those dreams, those goals that you have. And I'm going to ask you to stop grinding, stop hustling, start studying, implementing, and executing, right? And so what does the difference look like? Well, the grind and the hustle means that you're in it, that you are doing this thing, trying to figure it out. The studying piece of it is, let me look around. Have you looked around to see who else has been successful? What can you learn from someone else's mistakes or someone else's victories? Maybe instead of you grind trying to do this thing on your own, what if you went and said, hold on, let me study the lives, the paths, the journeys of those who came before me, those that did this thing really well. If you're trying to do something as an entrepreneur, as a spouse, significant other, heck, even as a parent or a friend, chances are someone has successfully done it, or at least some version of it that we can learn from. And then what I'm going to ask you to do, instead of trying to grind and figure it out. Now, you might have to grind or hustle in the beginning, but we can't stay in grind mode. If you never turn your grind or hustle into a career and have a successful path into a passion, then you're going to burn out. Even a grinder's stone gets worn out. So when you put something to the grind, much like our brakes in a car, it's going to wear out. So you can't grind forever. You can't hustle forever. We have to study, become a student. I just believe that instead of working harder, and even in my own life, there are times in my business, in my health, that I wanted to grind it out. And I believe that health is a fantastic example. So I just exercised like crazy. I said, well, hey, I'm just going to burn more calories than I put in. I'm going to make sure that I work out all of this, and so that I can get in shape. But then one of my very close friends, who is, I'm going to say, a guru in the field of health and nutrition, he was like, hey, Jay, you're doing this the wrong way. You don't have to hustle. You don't have to grind. You just have to study nutrition, study the intake, outtake, how the body really works, how nutrition really works. You've heard the saying, you can't outrun a bad diet. Well, I had to learn, and then I had to see, right? I had to implement some things from smarter individuals. So I want you to do that. Stop listening to everyone telling you that you have to wake up earlier, go harder, stay later. What if you learn the right way to do it that could save you 7, 8 hours a week? Where could you invest that time then? I know for me, this has made a world of difference. Getting off of the hamster wheel, stop grinding, stop hustling, spending that time instead studying. The old adage goes that if you had 2 hours to cut down a tree, I would spend the first hour sharpening the axe, right? So many of us, we never sharpen the axe. We're just chopping, chopping, chopping. and find out that at the end of the day, we have not completed the task, but we've worked hard. We have hustled and grinded. After we become students of this endeavor, we want to implement, because being a student is not good enough. You can't just learn. At some point, you've got to get off of the practice field. You have to get off of the sideline. You've got to get out of the film room and get onto the field. Why? Because we want to know if you're any good. And you also want the satisfaction of knowing, hey, am I any good? Should I abort or should I refine? And then we want to execute. Once we get this thing figured out, execute to the best of your ability. Right now, it's not going to be perfect. I have a sign on my wall right over here that says finished is better than perfect. So what can you finish today? Not through a grind or a hustle, but could you finish by being a student of whatever it is that you want to accomplish? I encourage you to be a student, lock in, find a great teacher, coach, mentor. Be willing to invest in yourself on the front end, because one of my mentors repeated what his father told him. It's better to find a good, expensive coach and cry once to find a cheap, bad coach and cry every day when you are not achieving your goals. So I want to challenge you today. Find someone, find something that you can become a student of so that you can put those grinding and hustling days behind you. We're still going to have to persevere. We're still going to have to endeavor, put forth energy, but every day of your life should not be a grind. You can call me crazy. I'm just saying, I'm having good success. We're enjoying this thing called life. We're putting out hard work. We're getting great results back, but it's all because we've made decisions to go from hustling and grinding to studying, implementing, and executing. So I hope you found this video helpful, informative, maybe motivational or encouraging. I want to encourage you right now to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to share this video with a loved one, someone that you care about, maybe someone who is stuck on that grinder's wheel that needs to become a student instead of a hustler. And most importantly, leave a comment. I would love to hear what phase you're in. Are you grinding and hustling? Have you moved over to the studying student side? And if not, why not? Where are you getting hung up? I would love to hear that. Would love to chat with you. Don't forget that I love you. God loves you. And until the next time I see, oh, look, I messed up. Don't forget that I love you. God loves you. And there's nothing you can do about it. And until the next time I see you or you see me, don't be average. Be world renowned. Peace.